Hello, I'm John. This is a Space Marine attack bike, and you're watching War Games Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be starting a conversion of a Space Marine attack bike. This model has now been retired, and the conversion that I'm going to do is to create a Primaris scale attack bike. What I'm going to use for this are parts from the Primaris Invader ATV and also some Outriders. So I've already actually started a few bits of this conversion. I've started modelling the bike section out of the Outrider. That's what I'm going to concentrate on in today's video. I'm going to finish this off, sort the rider out and that kind of thing. And in the second part, I'm going to use parts of the ATV to create the sidecar that I'm going to mount the heavy weapon on. So what I want to do with the rider and the bike section of the attack bike is position the rider in a similar way to what we have on the original one. So both hands holding the handlebars. The Outriders themselves, each of them are holding a weapon in one of their hands. So what I'm actually going to use are the hands from the ATV to be holding both handles on the handlebar. So let's have a look at the parts that I've got ready to go. So I have a body to start using. That's from the Outriders. I then have the ATV handlebars. I also have two sets of handlebars from the Outriders. So you'll notice that the handlebars from the ATV and the Outriders are a different size. So what I'm going to do is clip the hands off the ATV ones and mount them onto the other ones. So let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to fit the body in place and put the other side of the bike in position. So because I'm using different component parts from different Outrider bikes, what I'm going to need to do, which I've started doing, is trim off the pegs. So I'm going to be gluing it in place without those pegs. This will allow me a little bit of movement when I start putting bits together. Right, let's hold that for a second. And the sun's coming out. So let's tidy up a little bit of this. Okay, so other things that I've done to this Outrider bike, I've clipped off the pegs off the wheels, because I want it standing straighter rather than slightly tilted. So what I now need to do is work out the handlebar position with the different arms. So I think I'm going to just use the arms from the ATV. So what I'm going to need to do is clip off the pegs from the Space Marine, and then I'm going to clip off the hands from the ATV handlebars and mount them onto one of these sets here. So now I have that clipped. I'm going to tidy it up slightly and get rid of the mould line. And what I will do is I'm going to put this into position. That is a lot of sun now. Put this into position on the bike itself, which I've done in a stupid order. I should have put the handlebars on before I put the fairing on. I'm sure some people have noticed that. So let's separate the fairing slightly. Right, so there we go. Right, there we go. Let's push that back in place. So, please remember to put your handlebars on before putting all of the outside fairing and everything on. So I will need to do a little bit of filling in that before I start doing the painting section anyway. Right, let's get one of these ATV arms glued up with the handlebar hand. And let me get the other one off the kit to do the same. Okay, so I'm hoping that when I position these on the body, they're going to meet the handlebar perfectly. I might need to move the body a little bit to make that work, but we shall see. So we'll do a dry fit first. Okay. So it's almost there. I just need to shave a little bit of material. Actually, do I? Let's have a look at this one. I think putting glue on the arms and then the handlebar sections, glue it up. Any gaps I'll fill later on. So let me just tidy off the last of that peg. Okay, so if I'd thought about it a little bit more, I would have double checked and trimmed, oops, so I wouldn't have to worry too much about filling later on, but that's okay. So I'm probably going to have to do some filling under the shoulder pads, well, that has come straight off, so I need to be a bit more patient and hold it in place. Okay. We put a little bit more glue. Okay, so there's the arms in position. So rather than, just grab one of the other ones, rather than the Space Marine holding only one handlebar, this one's now holding both of them. Another key difference, this one doesn't have the Indomitus Crusade. I think it's the Indomitus Crusade. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that marking that all of the initial Primaris Marines had. So I'm going to need to get a backpack from the bike kit. Just tidy up the mould lines a little bit. I have to say, I don't mind too much about mould lines, as long as they're hidden, it's okay. Right, and because this is a push fit one, I'm not going to worry about gluing it, just in case I do need to remove it. We will push it into place. So these arms are going to take a little bit of time. To secure in the right place. That one's going to need a bit more glue, I think, in a minute. Let me re-glue that arm. That's better. Okay, and let's get a head. Don't actually mind which one I get. They're all, I want to get helmeted ones, so they're all the same heads from that kit. And what I'm going to do is just take the bottom peg off so I can position it where I want it to be. A little blob of glue, and then pop the head in. And there we go. So there we have the Outrider bike section completed. So holding two handlebars rather than one. And what I'm going to have a think about before the next video is what I want the sidecar to look like. So in the original, it's quite an open sidecar. We've got the wheel on the side, obviously, the heavy weapon and the gunner. I already know from the ATV I'm going to use the front section of it where originally it was the driver, but that's now going to be the gunner. And it's going to position somewhere like that. But I'm going to have to trim a lot of this off, all of the back and sections from the side. So that's it for part one. The bike is complete. Part two, I'm going to be creating the sidecar. So for now, please like and subscribe. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games Models and Other Hobbies.